In this video, I'm going to be talking about 12 things I like about the Panasonic Lumix S1. Here's the story. I've been using the Panasonic Lumix S1 for over a year now. It's packed with features, and let me tell you, there's a lot to like. Number one, I really like this function lever on the front of the camera. By default, it is set to silent mode, which means it turns off all sounds, and if you're taking photos, it changes the shutter from mechanical to electronic. I've used this setting many times when taking photos at events where people are talking to an audience, but you don't want to be distracting people with an annoying shutter sound, especially because I shoot in burst mode. Also keep in mind that this button can sometimes accidentally get flicked, and I've seen a few reports online where people have said their camera has mysteriously gone into silent mode and they can't figure out why. Every time, the cause seemed to be this lever. But if you don't like silent mode, you can customize it to something else. Number two, menu descriptions. If you're not used to the Panasonic menus and what certain terms might be, you can push the display button and it will give you a short description of what the option is. For example, if you don't know what night mode is, push the display button and it will give you a description. Very useful. Number three, IBIS, or inbuilt image stabilization. This is something that when you start shooting with it, you can really take it for granted. The stabilization on the S1 is incredible, and it doesn't matter if your lens has stabilization or not. It'll take those micro jitters and make them smooth. These results, in my experience, are much better than stabilizing in post, eliminating what could be lengthy processing time in the edit suite. You can also choose to add E-stabilization and Boost IS, which makes the footage look like you're on a tripod. But it can do some warpy stuff on the edges. So if you have a tripod, I would recommend you use it. But it is nice to know that that feature is there. Number four, Vlog. I love being able to shoot Vlog on the Panasonic S1. Yes, it is a paid upgrade right now, but when I got the Panasonic S1, it was included. So, lucky me, I guess. When shooting in Vlog, Panasonic claims you can get over 14 stops of dynamic range, which is a lot. The camera also shoots in 10-bit, meaning you have a lot of room for color grading in post. Unfortunately, when shooting in 4K 60p, you are limited to 8-bit, but if you do have an external recorder like the Atomos Ninja 5, you can record to 10-bit. You can also load in your own monitoring LUTs to use with the Vlog View Assist. This allows you to monitor what your Vlog footage will look like when graded while you're still recording. Number five, Waveform. This is a handy feature to have for exposing your image. It comes with the Vlog firmware upgrade, and if you don't have an external monitor plugged into your S1 that has Waveform, you can simply bring it up on the back display. I've also got the Waveform customized to the right button right here, so I can quickly bring it up and take it off when needed. Number six, Level Gauge. Having the level gauge is a great visual reminder to keep your shot level. If you don't have a spirit level on your tripod, this feature is really handy. Number seven, the Lumix Sync app. Recently, I've started using this app while recording these studio pieces in my studio. I simply connect the camera to the app via Wi-Fi and I'm good to go. I get a live view of my shot. It's not the highest quality, but at least it's there. I can change the ISO, white balance, shutter, set focus, start and stop recording, but I haven't figured out how to change the aperture, which is a bit annoying. So currently, if I want to change the aperture, I have to get up and change it physically on the camera. If anyone knows how to change the aperture in the app, please let me know in the comments. Number eight, the two customizable buttons on the front of the Panasonic S1. These can be programmed to whatever you'd like them to be. I've got one programmed to preview, so I can review my photos. I just find the placement of this button more accessible with my right hand than using my left hand to press the dedicated preview button on the back of the camera. I don't have the other button customized to anything in particular, so if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Number nine, time-lapse. Having time-lapse built into the S1 is a very handy feature. If you want good quality time-lapses for quick turnaround, then the video files produced in camera are good. But if you want more control and happy with a longer workflow, you can also shoot RAW and have that higher quality. I also like how you can set how many shots you want, the time interval, and then the camera will tell you what time the last shot will be taken. Number 10, button lights. By pushing the globe button on top of the camera, it lights up some of the buttons, which is really helpful in low light environments. Number 11, low light. Because the S1 is a full frame camera, it does perform a lot better than other small sensor sized cameras. I'm looking at you, GH4. Personally, coming from the GH4, the levels you can push the ISO with the Panasonic S1 is incredible. And number 12, dynamic range. As previously mentioned, Panasonic claims over 14 stops of dynamic range, which really helps create that filmic look when shooting video. And when shooting photos, here's an example. And that's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel for more videos on content creation.